So this whole first chapter is you're going to learn the basics of geometry so we can get the rest of the year going. So you won't be able to do geometry if you don't understand what a point is or a line. We have to have tools in our toolbox before we can use those. So today we're just going to learn the very basics. And then from there, we'll move on. So points, lines, and planes, big name of the game today. What are they? Technically, they're nothing. Are you with me, buddy?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All right. Unlike the real world objects they model, they actually have no size, shape, or width. We just use them to describe other things. So we call them our undefined terms. So that's how we define everything else. Okay? So just know that points, lines, and planes are undefined terms. So let's start with the first one, a point. It's exactly what you would think it is. It's just a location. It's just a location. Okay, there we go. It has no shape or size. And we use a capital letter to name it. So in that example there, I'd call that what point what? A.
A.
So if you had to label that point, you would say literally point A. That's how you would label that point. Point A.
I like these notes better.
Do you? A line is just a series of points next to each other. So it's just a bunch of points that form a line. But you need exactly two to make one line. It has no thickness or width, again because it's undefined. And we have a few different ways we can name it. So the first we can name this line. Do you guys see this like little cursive N, script N? So you can call it line N. So that's one way to name it, with that little script letter. Or by any 2 points on the line. So what are my 2 points on this line? X, Y. So you could call it X, Y, but then you put like a little line on top. Can you see that? Or you could go the other, YX. The order doesn't matter. Either way, it's the same line. That's how you name a line. Either the little script letter or 2 points on the line. And then we have these other 2 vocab words on the bottom of your note sheet. Collinear points are points that are on the same line. So do you guys see how X and Y are on the same line? You call those collinear. So what do you suppose non-collinear would be? Not on the same line. So if I had some random point B right here, do you guys agree B is not on the same line? So those would be non-collinear. We'll practice with that. It's kind of weird, but that's what that means. Let's try another one. A plane. A plane is just a flat surface. Just a flat surface. So you can think of a wall, tabletop, notebook, any flat surface. You need 3 points to make up a plane. Yes, sir.
Why are the dots in the middle?
Those are your 3 points. So you need at least 3 points to make up a plane. That's a good question. That's a great question. Because we have to use those points to name a plane. We'll talk about that now. So do you guys see how this letter doesn't have a dot by it? So that's not a point. That's naming the plane. So I can call it plane P. Good work. So you can use that letter to name it. Or 3 points. So what would my 3 points be? Yep, and you can do any order you want. As long as you have 3 of them. So plane K, J, L. Okay, what do you suppose coplanar points mean? If we know what collinear means. Coplanar would be points on the same plane. Non-coplanar would mean not on the same plane. So if I use this example here and I had some random point C, you guys see how C is not on that plane? So they'd be non-coplanar. I know this is very confusing, but we will learn it, okay? It's all just new vocab, but we'll get it down. Okay, so now if we have these things that intersect each other, what happens? So if I have two lines that intersect, what do they form at their intersection?
Point.
A point, right? So two lines intersect at a point. Good job. In our example here, what's our point that they make?
P.
P. Perfect. What if we have two planes that intersect?
Line.
Yes. Do you guys see how they form this line right there?
Yeah.
So how would I name that line?
Line K.
Line K. Good work, team. Oh, now we can finally see some examples. This will help us learn. So we're going to use this diagram to answer the following. Name 4 collinear points. What does collinear mean?
They're on 3 points inside.
On the same
line.
Yes. So what are the only 4 points that are all on the same line?
H and K.
H and K. Yes. A line that contains point M.
Line P.
Yep. You guys see how here's M? It's on line P. So you can either name it line P or use 2 of those points, but I'm just going to call it line P. What about a line that contains points H and K?
Line R.
Nailing it. Good work. Good work. What about another name for line
JKL.
You're so close. How many points name a line though?
Oh,
2.
2. So just 2 of those.
JL.
points. Yep, you could do KL, JK, JL, whatever your heart desires. I'm gonna do JK. But remember to put the line on top.
Intersection.
Make sure you put your little line on top.
Oh, I know.
And then what about the intersections of lines P and R?
Point N. Point N.
Yes. Okay, let's take a second. You guys start the next example, see how far you get before you get stuck. If you get stuck, just skip it and go on to the next one. I just want you to think for yourself for a little bit, and then we'll go over it. I will say this example is a little more challenging, so if you get stuck, that's all right.
That's right.
go over them? Or you need more time? Okay. 3 coplanar points. What does coplanar mean? On the same plane. So we have some options. What did you guys put? Anyone? Let's say I said X. What's also coplanar with X? W and Y. Are you guys okay with that? Anyone have something different you want to share? VWX, that works. VYX, VY, that's a good one. Anyone else wondering about their answer? If you are later, just let me know and I'll come check out your notes. A plane containing point X. What did you guys put? Here's point X.
CX.
Plane R works. Did anyone do this like triangular plane right here? You could have named that one because it's on there. If you wanted. Okay, what about the intersection of plane R and plane ZVY? So here's plane ZVY, and then that bottom plane, what do they share? Yeah, this line right here, which is VY. Perfect. How many planes appear in the picture? 6, 5. Which one's right? I don't know.
6.
I'm gonna trace them out, okay?
5.
Do we agree this is 1?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have this one in the back. So there's 2. Then you have this one on the side. There's 3. This front one is 4. And this whole bottom one, including that, would be 5. Don't double count that bottom one. I bet that's what you guys all did if you put 6, right? Yeah. And then how many planes contain point W? Here's point W.
3.
You guys see them?
No.
So you have the bottom one.
Yeah.
Then this front one. And then this side one for a total of 3. Give me, I understand it, I'm getting there, so lost. Okay, I'll take it. So this is notes. So that was notes for the day, and then I'm going to put your assignment up, maybe. So there's your book assignment. It looks long, but it's not. You're just labeling points, lines, and planes. Books are in the back. I have scratch paper up here. If you don't want to use notebook paper and just want to use the back of an old worksheet, that's an option for you. And I'm just going to walk around and help.